The situation regarding Caitlin Clark in the WNBA continues to generate discussions, and this time, it was Chris Cuomo who decided to speak out. Chris criticized the need for Pat McAfee to apologize after making comments about Caitlin Clark on his show. According to Cuomo, McAfee was merely reflecting the perception of other players and should not have apologized. Subscribe to the channel and let's understand this better. For those not in the loop recently, Pat McAfee found himself at the center of a major controversy after making a controversial comment about Caitlin Clark, which quickly caused a huge uproar in the media and on social networks. Criticism came from all sides, forcing McAfee to publicly apologize for the comment, which was deemed offensive. However, Chris Cuomo, former CNN host, offered a different perspective on his podcast. Cuomo argues that McAfee should not have apologized, as he was simply reflecting how Clark is viewed by other WNBA players, especially black players. According to Cuomo, this view is something that should be discussed openly, rather than swept under the rug. This situation raises important questions within the league. Why is Caitlin Clark, one of the emerging stars of the WNBA, the target of negative comments and attitudes? Is it just jealousy over her talent and success? Or is there something deeper? Cuomo believes we need to discuss these issues openly to better understand the environment in which these players are situated. Speaking about how players are perceived in the WNBA, we have comments from Cameron Brink, who brings an important perspective on privilege and acceptance in the league. Brink is an active and influential voice, not just within her team, but also throughout the league. Recently, Brink, who plays for the Los Angeles Sparks, shared her opinions on the privilege that younger white players have in the league. In an interview, she stated that there is a privilege for younger white players in the league. She believes this privilege is not always fair, considering that many players excel in talent and dedication. Brink went further, emphasizing the importance of supporting all types of players, regardless of their appearance. She mentioned that some of her teammates are more masculine or follow neutral pronouns, and that it is crucial to promote acceptance and support for everyone, not just those who fit traditional femininity standards. She highlighted, "I know I can dress in a feminine way, but that's just a part of me. I want everyone to be accepted, not just noticed because of their appearance." This perspective from Brink is fundamental for the evolution of the WNBA, as it promotes a more inclusive and welcoming environment for all players. She believes that increasing the fan base and support for all players, regardless of their personal characteristics, is essential for the sustainable growth of the league. Another interesting perspective comes from a sports legend, Billie Jean King, who has much to say about Caitlin Clark's impact on the WNBA. Billie Jean King, one of the greatest pioneers in women's sports, believes that Caitlin Clark's rise represents a crucial turning point for the WNBA. In her statements, King said that Clark is one of the main reasons for the increased interest and viewership in the league. According to King, Clark's ability to draw attention to the WNBA is something that cannot be overlooked. King highlighted the importance of protecting Caitlin Clark, especially after the hard foul she suffered recently in a game against the Chicago Sky. Initially considered a common foul, the penalty was later elevated to a flagrant foul, raising concerns about Clark's safety on the court. King emphasized that the WNBA must ensure the protection of its stars to maintain the growing public interest. King wrote on her social media, "This generation is so important for the WNBA, you have to set an example. Children are watching. How do you want to be remembered? This generation has a chance to set this league on fire. Don't blow it with animosity. Do not blow it. Just play ball." She also pointed out that while the WNBA has had incredible stars, this new generation, led by Clark, has the potential to take the league to a new level. Additionally, King stated, "Whether you like it or not, Caitlin is the reason for so much interest. She's a superstar. When she does well, everyone does better. The league will do better. The veterans were the pillars. And now Caitlin and this rookie class have this incredible platform to take the league to an entirely new place." This view from King reinforces the need for the WNBA to protect its players, especially those who have the potential to attract more audiences and elevate the level of interest in the league. Protecting and supporting Caitlin Clark is essential to ensure that the WNBA continues to grow and reach new heights. And that's not all. We also have statements from Dan Patrick about Angel Reese and the popularity of the WNBA, providing a final perspective on Caitlin Clark's impact on the league. Dan Patrick, a renowned sports commentator, recently made comments about the WNBA's popularity, specifically mentioning Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. Reese, a player for the Chicago Sky, recently spoke about her role in helping to increase the league's visibility. She stated that the growth in WNBA popularity is not due to just one person, but to many talented players who have contributed over the years. However, Patrick argues that while Reese has her role, it is Caitlin Clark who has truly driven the league's recent popularity. He mentioned that Reese, by adopting a villain role, contributes to the league's narrative and drama, but the genuine public interest is largely due to Clark's exceptional performances. Patrick pointed out that the first act Reese did after winning the national title was to mock Clark, and she has continued to capitalize on this rivalry. Patrick said on his show, "While Angel Reese has played an important role, the attention and notoriety she receives are directly linked to Caitlin Clark. The first thing Reese did after winning the national title was to mock Clark, and she continues to build her image on this rivalry. But it's Clark who is truly drawing the eyes to the WNBA." He concluded by saying that while Angel Reese can continue to play the villain role and contribute to the league's narrative, it is essential to recognize that Caitlin Clark is the main reason the WNBA is experiencing this surge in popularity. There's nothing wrong with admitting you watch a sport because of one person, and in the case of the WNBA, that person is Caitlin Clark, said Patrick. Patrick's analysis reinforces the importance of Caitlin Clark not only as a talented player, but as a central figure in the narrative and growth of the WNBA. Her impact goes beyond the court, influencing public perception and interest in the league as a whole. It is evident that Caitlin Clark is not just an emerging star in the WNBA for her on-court performance, but also for her off-court impact. The attention and interest she has brought to the league have been a catalyst for various changes, benefiting all players. One of the most notable changes has been the introduction of charter flights for teams. Historically, WNBA players have faced challenges with commercial travel, including delays, cancellations, and lack of comfort, which directly impacted their performance. With the league's growing popularity, driven in large part by Clark, there has been increased pressure to improve travel conditions. Now, with charter flights, players can rest better and prepare adequately for games, which directly reflects in the quality of the matches. Additionally, the WNBA fan base has grown exponentially, and with that, more sponsors are interested in investing in the league. Major brands are looking to associate their names with women's sports, and Caitlin Clark is at the center of this transformation. Her ability to draw crowds and increase game viewership has been crucial for the WNBA's visibility. Ticket sales for Indiana Fever games, for example, have skyrocketed, and the demand for licensed products has significantly increased. The future of the WNBA looks brighter with figures like Caitlin Clark. Her influence is proof that, with the right player, the league can continue to grow and evolve, providing better conditions and greater visibility for all its athletes. The hope is that more players will follow Clark's example, not only in terms of skill, but also in terms of positive influence off the court. So, those were some of the most compelling analyses and opinions about Caitlin Clark and the WNBA. Her impact on the league is undeniable. But now we want to hear your opinion. What do you think of these analyses? Do you agree with the perspectives presented? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Until the next video.